Hi Earthlings, I'm Trice, and in this video we're going to be answering a couple of subscriber burning questions. 1. How can you have faith that money is coming your way when all you can see is your minimum wage job and the lack all around you? And on the flip side of the coin, how can I, with all my privilege, feel comfortable manifesting more abundance when people are starving and there is lack all around me? Before we get started, will you do me a favor and sprinkle some chocolate-covered kisses on that like button? Because it helps me more than you know to make my channel grow. Our first question, how do you hold the faith that money will come when it seems impossible? Do you guys see the money block? It might be easier if I frame the question a little bit differently on a completely different subject, because money is so emotional. Imagine the question read this way. How can you have faith that the world is round when you believe it is flat? You can't. If you truly believe the world is flat, you cannot hold the faith and just pretend that it's round. You're constantly afraid that you're going to fall off the edge of the earth. Now, if you don't see how that question's related to the initial question, let me phrase the initial question a little bit differently. How can I have faith that money will come when I believe it's impossible? It is a belief. It is the perception of this one reality is the only one that exists. And the belief is keeping you there. But fear not, we all have money blocks. Even after being a financial planner for a decade, I just found a massive one. But I know how to help you clear this one up. And it's in 3 easy steps. First, you have to see that it's just a belief that's keeping you there. Maybe a very powerful belief, but it is a belief. I believe in this situation, I believe it's impossible to make more money. And then just set that aside. Don't judge it. Don't shame that little belief. That's our current belief. The second step is to find the story that you're telling yourself. And this person is so generous because they left us a little bit of the story in their comment. I'm working on being grateful for the minimal money I get from my minimum wage, non-tip job. Only one I can get right now as I'm a full-time student. Now I'm going to add a little bit and flesh out the story. But the way this comment reads makes me think if they had more time, they'd go get another job. So there might be a little bit of, I have to work hard to earn enough money, which is not true. That is one possibility, but like I said, there is a field of infinite possibilities. And the same is true with this minimum wage, non-tipped job. There are infinite ways to make money, and it is not your fault that you don't see them. We have not been trained to see them. This is one of my biggest soapboxes. Why do we keep encouraging people to look for jobs that are dying out, especially the low-paying ones? They're being replaced by robots. Instead, what I encourage you to do is sprinkle a little imagination on this to find an ocean of possibilities. There's several things that my clients have done. One girl was renting an apartment with several other roommates, 3 other girls. And they were all leaving, so she's like, I'm going to have to move out because then I'm going to have to find 3 roommates and I can't afford to live here by myself. And I said, wait, we have a crazy opportunity here. Why don't you take over the lease yourself and rent out the other 3 rooms for a higher price so that you can lower your rent and make $500 a month? And she's like, I couldn't do that. I would feel greedy. And I said, you're taking the risk of making sure that the apartment is in nice shape. You're taking the risk of the rooms not being full. And after a few months, she's like, yeah, you know, I always have to buy the toilet paper. If something breaks, I always have to call the landlord. There's effort involved. But it was a handful of hours as opposed to 20 hours. Even my 7-year-old son, who desperately wants a cat, who his father won't let him have one, decided it would be nice if he could babysit cats. So he started a cat minding business where he charges $10 to go visit and play with somebody's cat. So not only is he getting to play with the cat, he's getting paid for it. And the same could happen to you. This is how you do it. You ask the universe, how can I make more money easily? That is the specific question you want to ask. Put some enthusiasm into it. Put some love behind it. And if you need more details on how to talk to the universe, watch this video and then expect the answer to come back to you. It will show up in 2 days and it will come from the highest of authority. and then you just follow that impulse. This next question is supercharged for me. In the heart of it lies the gift that I want this earth avatar of me to leave to the world. It's a pretty hot subject and can be kind of controversial, so just hear me out for 2 minutes before you make your own judgments. I get hung up on one thing when it comes to manifesting. How does privilege fall into creating your universe? I think about racism and generational struggle that has been a result for so many Americans. This has been one of my biggest struggles with manifesting. There has been a lot of wrong things in the world. There's been racism, wage inequality, a plethora of things that existed and still exist. I want you to pretend that I am privileged and you are the downtrodden. Whatever it is, if you're working 70 hours a week and earning minimum wage, if you have been sold into slavery, if your parents didn't love you, if you went to an unsafe school, if you never had a safe place to sleep, that is your current reality. And I am privileged. I have every opportunity for myself. Everything has been handed to me on a silver spoon. Now, how would you prefer that I talk to you? I'm going to do 2 scenarios. Here's scenario 1. Oh, my poor darling, the atrocities that you have suffered. I cannot believe it. Nobody should feel that way, not even a mouse. It is unconstitutional. And it's not your fault. You have been wronged. You have been pushed down. You've never had the opportunity to rise up and have all the good things in life because you've never been given a chance. I just am crying tears because of the heartbreak it makes me feel. What do you want me to do? Do you want me to go march with you? Do you want me to picket? Do you want me to write letters to my congressman? Would you like me to give all my money to the poor? Whatever you say, I will do. Okay, that's number 1. Here's number 2. We are having a cup of tea, and you come and sit with me, and I start saying, I know you have been through a lot. You are the strongest person that I know. Nothing can keep you down. I see a power so strong in you that you can achieve anything. It makes me burst with pride. It just makes me burst with pride. The unbelievable opportunity that you have, the gift that you have to give the world. And I'm going to show you how to find it. All those hard knocks, all those things that put you down have taught you something. That is the thing that you could give the world. And you dare to let that shine through you? The lives that you touch will be unmeasurable. I told you I was probably going to get emotional because this is so deep to my heart. You know what, guys? I was born so lucky. I was born to parents that loved me. I had brothers and sisters that I could play with. And I never knew that we were poor. Even though we were living in a bus or upgraded eventually to a trailer that had mice, it never entered my consciousness that we were poor. And so because I didn't grow up with that mentality, oh, Trice, you poor thing, it's going to be a hard life and things aren't going to work out for you. You're going to struggle a lot. I was able to follow my dreams because foolishly I thought it was possible. Even sitting from my position today, looking back over my life, I was like, wow, moving to New York City with no jobs and not enough money to pay the rent at the end of the month. That wasn't very intelligent. Or just starting a financial planning business when you have an art degree. That's what I had because I believed that it was possible. I believed that I could learn how to be a financial planner. I believed that I could go get the education. I believed that I only had to be a little bit smarter than the person that I was helping. I didn't have to be a genius. And my ultimate gift to the world, to you, if you are feeling downtrodden and feel like life has left you behind is to tell you that that is just one reality of the infinite possibilities that exist for you. If you believe that it is possible for you, it all starts with that, your belief. You have magic inside you. So to circle back around and answer the question directly, I believe that it helps no one to shrink from your gifts, to squander your privilege by not claiming them and wearing them like the decadent garment that they are, and instead to be used to inspire people who do not have that gift to know and share your story and experience on how they can claim it too. That is my intention and desire with money. All of us can have money. All of us can have abundance. There is not one person that has the key to all the money. And these things that our conscious mind thinks of as bad, like poverty, it doesn't feel good, but goodness can come out of it if that person is inspired with the belief that it can happen.
I was just watching this video and realized I didn't do an outro. I don't have my mic on, so I hope you can hear when I say thank you for watching.
Imagine you see a woman who is just, she's just so physically beautiful, and you walk up to her and you say, oh my gosh, how did you get so beautiful? What are you doing? What are you eating? And she's like, oh, nothing. I just throw up on myself and I look this way. Okay, that's not helpful. But what if she said, oh my gosh, I used to be such an ugly duckling. You can have this magic too. This is what I did.